Hello, BookTube. I've been feeling a little under the weather, and I'm glad to be feeling good enough to make videos again. A smattering of them here and there. But one thing I've missed, I admit, is mail hauls. I did mail hauls for years on this channel and then sort of got put off them by a few videos almost in a row where some piece of the mail prompted a long screed or rant that I obviously couldn't upload. And I started to think of that more as a feature and not a bug of new books in 2023. I started to think that's going to happen. Those weren't just weird exceptions. This is probably something that you shouldn't be doing. You should vet the books first. And there's nothing wrong with that, as many of you were assuring me. You're perfectly fine with me vetting the books and just talking about them already open, but there is kind of fun, right? There's kind of Christmas morning fun in opening the packages together. I've been missing that element of it. And I doesn't change anything about what I think. I still think it's probably a bad idea, but I thought, I don't know if I'll upload this video, it'll all depend on how it goes. I thought we'd try it. Just the way we used to do it for years and see what happens. So I've got some periodicals to look at here, and then a couple of packages. Won't be a long video at all. The first periodical is the Martha's Vineyard Gazette, broad scale newspaper from the island off the coast of Massachusetts. I review books for them, so I'm always happy to get them. I get a subscription, so I'm always happy to get that in the mail. Then we got two of the greatest literary reviews currently working in English. We've got the London Review of Books, which has lots of interesting stuff in it. It has an Adam Mars Jones review. He's one of the best working reviewers. He reviews the new Namwali Serpel, which I did not like at all. So it'll be a perfect example where I'll be reading the review for the reviewer and not for the book. He's not going to be able to change my mind. But there was also, where was it? There was something else here that really intrigued me. Emma Smith writing a long piece about Twelfth Night. And what was the most? Oh, yes, there we go. James Wolcott writing about, there's a new biography of Rudy Giuliani. Donald Trump's unbelievably corrupt and insane, I guess, lawyer, although he didn't do any actual law. He's being disbarred for what he did on Donald Trump's behalf, and he's never paid. So I don't know what that makes him. Does that make him a lawyer? If he wasn't doing law, it wasn't appreciated, it's going to cost him his license, and he never collected a fee for it. I don't know. I don't know what to make of him. And neither does the book under review, The Rise and Fall of Rudy Giuliani. The book also doesn't know what to make of him. And, you know, I kind of want a biographer to do that. Maybe we need more time. But I'll read Wolcott when he writes about anything. And then we have the TLS, the other great English language book review. And this is full also of stuff that I am really eager to get to. I've noted there are quite a few books in here that I have read and reviewed. That's always a pleasantly butterflies in the stomach feeling when a critic goes at a book that you've already reviewed. You want to know if you're going to miss something. But I think the highlight here for me will be Serhiy Plokhy, who's written a ton of great books about Russia. And here he reviews some books about Russia, specifically about Putin and the war in Ukraine. That's going to be a lot of fun to read. I don't know. I don't keep these review journals. Instead, I pull out the stuff that I like, trim the ragged edges off it, write the date if the date's not already on it, and then fold it and tuck it into an appropriate book. In that TLS, quite a few of the books that are reviewed in there are books where it'll be that book. I will cut out that review and tuck it into my copy of that book. I don't have any books on Putin, and precious few books on contemporary Russia. So I don't know what I'll do. Maybe I'll just cut those out and put them in a document box and wait until I get something on Putin that I actually want to keep. And then there's Harper's. I got the magazine Harper's, which has new book coverage. But the main thing that I'm going to want here isn't a book review. It's right there on the cover. It's Christian Lorentzen writing about the state of the publishing industry and the Random House trial and all that. That subject fascinated me, and he is terrific. He's an absolutely terrific writer. Another great example of a working critic today in my own profession. So lots and lots of good stuff to read as periodicals. That's going to be a lot of fun. And then we have the two packages, and here are the Heart Pounds. because can we do this? I'm not saying that this is a revival of on-camera mail openings. I just missed it. That's all. So I thought we'd try it just this one time and see where we go with it. So this first one is a finished copy. Let's see what this is. Okay, we've already seen this. This is In Search of Amrit Kaur, A Lost Princess and Her Vanished World by Livia Manera Sambai. Lovely. Just lovely. Wonderful. So this is, we've already read about this. No description on the book. This comes out in mid-March. This comes out next month. On a sweltering day in 2007, having just lost her brother to illness, the author finds herself at a museum in Mumbai, enthralled by a 1924 photograph of a stunningly elegant Indian princess. What she reads in the picture's caption will change her life forever. This alluring Punjabi royal had supposedly sold her jewels in occupied wartime Paris to save Jewish lives, only to be arrested by the Gestapo and sent to a concentration camp where she died within a year. And this is the author pulling together her story. I haven't read this yet because it's a March release, but now that I have the finished copy, I will move it up. And this is quite lovely. You can't tell it on camera, but the cover is all embossed. It's quite a lovely edition. So that's one down and one to go. That's not bad. Let's see what this next one is, and then we'll finish up. Let's see if this next one gets us into trouble. I don't think it will. It's just a simple, unassuming mail haul. What do we got here? Okay, we haven't seen this already. This is also mid-March. This is Roxana Asgharian, We Were Once a Family, a story of love, death, and child removal in America. Here we're on thinner ice because this is 2023, and this book could easily finish up in its final chapter by accusing me by name of breaking up families and abducting children. We could easily do that. We'll have to hope not. In the tradition of deeply reported books such as Adrienne Nicole LeBlanc's Random Family and Andrea Elliott's Invisible Child, well, yes, that is exactly the tradition that I'm worried about. This book is a harrowing story of the Hart family murder-suicide, a crime that took place 5 years ago on the Northern California coast when two mothers drove themselves and their 6 adopted children off a cliff in the Pacific. While the author's book is in part a page-turning true crime narrative, her primary goal in writing this book was to uncover the stories of the birth families of these 6 black children from Texas and their encounters with the deeply flawed child welfare system that would lead to their adoption by a couple that would go on to abuse them, ultimately ending in the heartbreaking events of March 2018. I wonder if I remember those events. Check my journal. The author is a Dallas-based journalist whose work has appeared in the Washington Post, New York Magazine, Slate, and Texas Monthly, among other publications. And this is that story. This is the story not only of the crime, but of the adoption industry that ultimately made it possible, that ultimately put those children in the hands of lunatics who would kill them. So I don't think we ever got an advanced copy of this, but that does sound fascinating. So great. So it's 2 nonfiction books for March, because here in Steve Donoghue land, every month is Nonfiction November. And it's also a mail haul. Perfectly fine. Under 10 minutes, no troubles whatsoever. Wonderful. Nice to do. We'll have to do one of these next week as well. So I'll wrap this up, and I will see you then. Thank you.